All right, race fans, welcome to Chicagoland Speedway for the Tails to the Turtles 200 here with a Happy Hour Racing League. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, and this is TurnLeft TV. Thank you for joining us. Well, Happy Hour Racing League action tonight as they begin their chase, the championship, race number 1, Chicagoland. Right now we are in the qualification session. Miles here at Chicagoland tonight. Right now the top qualifier is Paul Brown. Chicagoland, brand new track. It's been out for a little over a month maybe. Gary Cross scratch built track. So that's going to be exciting. Don't have all the bugs worked out yet as far as getting used to the setups, getting used to the handling here at this track. Take a look at track overlay. Chicagoland is a 1.5 mile oval, 4 turns. It's really a tri-oval. Banking in the turns is at 18 degrees. Down the front stretch is 11 degrees, and the back stretch is 5 degrees. Nice track. Chicagoland, practically a home track for some of these guys at Happy Hour competing tonight. Here are the current standings coming into the chase. Brent Owen starts with 26 points here in the chase. Greg Kirchmeier with 20 points. Don Kellegrew, 18 points. Travis Joyner, I believe, starts with 18 points. Ed Easley with 16 points. And the schedule. Starting out with Chicagoland Speedway. Next week we have New Hampshire Motor Speedway, followed by Dover, and that will end round 1. Move on to round 2. Charlotte, then Talladega, then Kansas, followed by Martinsville, Texas, Phoenix in round 3, and then the championship race at Homestead, Miami to finish out the season. So little short track action here. We've got a cookie cutter to start her out with, and we got a couple short tracks, and then we take it to a couple super speedways, followed by another cookie cutter there in round 2, and then some super short track action at Martinsville in round 3, and then Texas another super speedway, followed by Phoenix, some more short track action. So I tell you what, if you got your short track game on, you are good to go. Right now, following Paul Brown as he makes his laps here. Qualification session. Just a little housekeeping here. I want to invite you to follow us on YouTube, TurnLeft TV. Subscribe, and you will see this race. It's all of the stock car. Most of the stock car sim racing efforts, the Ironman Racing Series, both high octane racing league series, even special events, all here at TurnLeft TV. And also follow us on Twitter. Get links to the broadcasts. TurnLeft TV on Twitter, at TurnLeft TV. Appreciate all the support while we've gotten this thing going. Coming up over at StockCarSimRacing.com on Wednesday, TurnLeft TV will be bringing you Texas Motor Speedway, the Iron Man Racing Series. They begin their Season D, 2017 Season D, race number 1 at Texas. That is a great track. Come out and check them out at Wednesday. And we got some special event coming up on the 22nd and the 23rd, the Retro 500 on September the 23rd. 500 miles at this track, Chicagoland Speedway. 1960s to 1990s retro paint schemes, fixed setup, 1X tires, 1X fuel, 70% damage, 500 miles. And the qualification events for this race will happen on Friday, so there'll be two 50-lap races to qualify, so the average finish in those races will determine your qualification setting in the or your qualification position in the main event. So thank you for joining us. It's going to be a good one tonight. Excited to bring you the action. As always, been a couple nights where I've jumped out of the broadcast booth and gotten down in there and raced with the guys. Did that last week. Didn't work out so well for me. I ran out of fuel. Had a pretty good race going. I think I was in third and came down pit lane. Trying to stretch that fuel, trying to come down pit lane. I had 7/10 of a gallon left, and about halfway around that track, and then I got on pit lane, or got to the entrance of pit lane, and the car just shut off. No fuel. Now following the 49 Ivan Deschamps and that Wolf Racing Dodge. So we got 6 drivers tonight. Paul Brown on the pole, John Pfeiffer second, Brent Owen third, Greg Kirchmeier fourth, Henry Leacock fifth, and Ivan Deschamps is sixth. Talk a little bit about what I've done on Tuesday nights. Every other Tuesday night I am racing in a GT3 series. Ed Palumbo's joined me. Painted up a couple cars, Jack's Donuts cars, and we are competing down in a Brazilian league. Alta Velocidade. We raced last week, we raced Paul Ricard circuit, and what a doozy. 38 cars started that race, and Ed and I weren't able to qualify, so we started in the back, started 29th and 30th, and worked our way up to 18th and 19th to finish the race. So come out and cheer us on. Those broadcasts are done by Extreme TV, so check them out. Give them a little little support there on Tuesdays. Every other Tuesday you'll see me on the track. Hopefully I'll bring her home clean. Same thing for the teammate, Ed Palumbo. It's a lot of fun. It's a different feel. I tell you, the GT3 cars are a lot of fun. They really are. This next track coming up next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. Not tomorrow, but next Tuesday will be the 26th. Look at my calendar. Tuesday the 26th will be at Dubai road course there. We're practicing that yesterday and a little bit over the weekend, and oh my gosh, it's gonna be a tough track. A lot of elevation changes. It's a kind of a, I don't know, similar to a Sears Point, only harder. Here we are following the 49 car. Got somebody else on the track. It looks like Brent Owen in the 46. One of our chase favorites. Right now showing first on the grid in the chase. Starting out with the most wins, best finishes, so he's got a little bit of a points lead right off the bat here in the chase. And again, this is a 200 mile race. Chicagoland Speedway, and this is chase race number 1, brought to you by TurnLeft TV. It's going to be a good one. There's usually a lot of drama here. Happy hour, guys, on different pit strategies, guys. Little different tire strategies as well. There's always some shenanigans as far as calculating some math in the head there and trying to figure out where you can get an advantage. 46 car is not careful. He's going to get DQ'd for going the wrong way, which I think may have happened.
Attention grid.
All right, looks like we are getting ready to take the green flag. Get the command to fire the engines here very shortly, I believe. Looks like Paul Brown is our top qualifier.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, the 70 of Paul Brown is our pole sitter. 20 of Greg Kirchmeier is second. Qualifying third is the 33 of John Pfeiffer. In fourth is the 46 of Brent Owen. Starting fifth is the 67 of Henry Leacock. Starting in the sixth position is the 49 of Ivan Deschamps. .134 laps, 200 miles here at Chicagoland. Pace car is in. Paul Brown down on the low side, going to lead the field here to the green flag, followed by Greg Kirchmeier on the outside line.
Green flag, go, go, go!
Here they come. Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go racing, you bunch of hot dogs!
Greg Kirchmeier trying that outside line. Paul Brown in the 70 car down low. Holding that 20 car off. 20 car is going to try that low side. Paul Brown, one of those cagey veterans from StockCarSimRacing.com, coming over here for a little bit more racing on Monday night. '67 car had gone around there. Not sure what the deal was. We'll take a look at that. This is on the restart. The 67 car just got a little bit loose there. No harm, no foul, but he does get into the wall. I'm sure those tires are boogered up there a little bit. 67 and Henry Leacock in that Pittsburgh Steelers paint scheme. '49 car is radioing that he forgot to fill his car up with fuel. Must have kept that qualification fuel amount in his car. He didn't reset it, and now going to have to come in here and do a green flag pit stop. It's going to be costly. He'll definitely lose a lap. Greg Kirchmeier takes over the lead. Let's take a look at that pass. So the 20 car, Greg Kirchmeier, makes a pass here, takes over the lead. Paul Brown. Paul Brown is dropped back here just a little bit to 33 of John Pfeiffer also making a pass. Oh, and you see Paul Brown there gets that car loose, catches it. Man, that whole car was sliding sideways. Brent Owen also makes the pass there, so Paul Brown dropping back. Back up here with our leader, Greg Kirchmeier, here on lap 6. Brent Owen now in the second position has gotten around John Pfeiffer. Looks like John might have gotten into the wall there a little bit. Gets down on the apron through the tri-oval, and Brent Owen able to take that position on the outside line. So the 46 of Brent Owen, our chase leader, back up to the second position. Greg Kirchmeier is our race leader. And flying a spaghetti monster Toyota. Reaching those noodly tentacles out there. He's going to have to use one of those noodly tentacles to push back that 46 car, because Brent Owen on his way. Right now we are riding along with the 46 car, Brent Owen, as he rides behind Greg Kirchmeier, our race leader. Starting to peak on the low side, so that 46 car, Brent Owen, starting to look to maybe take the lead here. Got to run. I am going through the ceiling. There we go. So the 46 of Brent Owen does take the lead. That Detroit Lions paint scheme. We know Greg's a bit of a Packers fan, so there's a little bit of a friendly rivalry right there. Packers and Lions, two storied programs. Paul Brown running in the third position, been able to recover a little bit from that reckon but not reckon incident. See that tire there really burning off. A little bit of white smoke there coming from the tire. You see Greg Kirchner does get up into the wall. Allows Paul Brown to close in. So right now running along with the 70 car of Paul Brown. He's starting to reel in. That 20 car. In the fourth position is the 33 of John Pfeiffer. John is currently about 3 seconds back. In the fifth position is the 67 Pittsburgh Steelers, another football sponsored car. Pittsburgh Steelers Chevrolet. Henry Leacock is currently fifth on the grid. 67 car is talking about coming into the pits here. So the 67 of Henry Leacock going to make a pit stop here on lap 14. A little bit earlier than what I would have expected, but he's going to go down the lap here coming into the pits. Probably end up losing at least 2 laps. Back up here with Brent Owen, who has a 1.1 second lead over second place Greg Kirchmeyer. That is a battle there that we want to sort of keep an eye on. Oops, a little bit too far. See, Paul Brown gets a good run there. Looking out of the side of Greg Kirchmeyer's car, you see Paul Brown there on the high side, trying to make a run. Not able to pull off that pass. Still committed to running on that high side. Greg Kirchmeyer driving that low line through the turns. How's that going to affect him coming down the straightaway? You see Paul Brown gets a better run down the straightaway by using that high line, and it looks like Paul Brown is going to try to make this pass on the high side here on lap 17. Again, good battling here, and they're really not losing a lot of time. They're battling side by side. You know, it's not helping their momentum much, but it sure is fun. That's why they can how to do this. Like Paul Brown is able to take over that position. So Paul Brown in that 70 car moving forward, back to the front. Let's see if he can't reel in the 46 of Brent Owen. Don't have the banner yet for the Tuesday night thing at SCSR, but Paul Brown has sort of taken the reins there for the Next Level Racing Series. It's going to be Tuesday night, and looks like we're going to have some super speedway action. So it's going to be a Super 7, as I understand it. I was talking to Paul the other day about that. So Tuesday nights, a little super speedway actions, a little short series there, 7 race series, generally super speedways. Still trying to get a lot of those things together there, finalize the details. coming up soon. So that'll be a good one. A lot of guys like those super speedways. I mean, some guys hate them, some guys love them. I'm sure there's any in between. I generally like them. Some tracks that I don't like very well, but in the super speedways, I'm pretty much down with them. Alabama's a little sketchy. Their version of Talladega, they've got some work to do on that track. There's no doubt. Brent Owen up here in command here at Chicagoland. Paul Brown running in the second position, 1.2 seconds back. 3.7 seconds back is the 20 of Greg Kirchmeier. John Pfeiffer in fourth, Ivan Deschamps fifth, Henry Leacock is in sixth. Again, check us out on YouTube. Come out and join us, subscribe, follow the action. So any races that are broadcast here through TurnLeft TV will be uploaded to the TurnLeft TV channel there on YouTube. You can also follow us on Twitter. Be a good link, quick link to get to the races. Good way to get quick updates sent to your phone. Worried that maybe Henry Leacock might have spun around here. Take a look and see what happened to him. He just loses the back end of that car, and he's able to catch it. And this is a tough setup right now. Able to catch it. Good driving there by the 67. Hang on to that and does not bring out caution flag. So Brent Owen's lead has diminished somewhat. It's down to 1 second. So it was somewhere around 1.3 or so, 1.2. So Paul Brown is closing that gap. .33 of John Pfeiffer, currently 10 seconds back in fourth, and is indicating that he's going to be coming into the pits. So John Pfeiffer bringing his car down on the apron here, I would say fairly shortly. Oh, you see the 67 car oh my heavens, gets up into the wall. So guys are going to be making pit stops here, and I would suggest to you that one of those guys is going to be that 67 of Henry Leacock. He's probably going to bring his car back down pit lane, get some tires, and maybe get that damage fixed. Hard impact into the wall. We saw that out of the front of the 33 car's windshield. So the 33 there looked like he had a little bit of issue there getting into his pit stall. Maybe slowed down just a little bit too soon. Hear him on the rev limiter, on the gas there, getting that rev limiter. Wanting to get out as quickly as he can. Our race leader is the 20, Greg Kirchmeier, here on lap 27. Hear him really pedaling the gas. Jump on board with him. Hear him really pedaling the gas there as he comes through the turn. And this car is a lot to handle. See him, man, he's really cranking on that wheel. Get that car to turn. And he's out of the gas pretty significantly. You can tell he must be out of the gas a lot because Paul Brown was down on the apron and able to pull ahead. The 20 car here now on pit lane. I would guess that's going to hand the lead back over to the 46 car once we cycle things around. See, the 70 of Paul Brown is starting to close that gap pretty quickly right now. Looking out of the back of the 46 car, you see Paul Brown back there in the 70. See, that car is coming around there a little bit. So a little bit loose. Paul was catching that car. So a little tough to handle here. We're going to ride along with Paul Brown. He had that car sideways. Again, a lot of work here with this setup. See, he's not cranking on the wheel quite as hard as what Greg was, but of course Greg was at the end of his tire run. Oh, and you see that car wanting to come around there. Oh, and he catches it. Man, I'll tell you what, most guys would have spun that car around, the 70 car. Able to hold on to that. I would bet he is probably messing with the wedge in that car, maybe to tighten it up off the turns. Really wanting to come around. To manage that pedal there as he comes through the turn, you know, just not get into the gas too quickly. Doesn't want to turn that wheel too much and break that back end loose. That car is wanting to spin out every lap, and we do hear a looks like the 67 car's had some more trouble here. See what happens to the 67 car. See, he comes around. Again, doesn't spin out entirely, so he keeps that car moving forward. Ivan Deschamps brings his car into the pits. Get some service here in that 49 Wolf Racing Dodge. Coming down off the track there onto the flat part. Apron the track. Wants to make sure that gets that car down to pit road speed, doesn't get caught speeding. Brent Owen has about a 0.6 of a second lead. Over the 70 of Paul Brown. And that lead is diminishing again. So Paul is moving that car back forward. Again, we saw him catch up earlier, but really had to catch that car, keep it from spinning out. basically right now we have a two-man race. The third place car, Greg Kirchmeier, is 18.7 seconds back. And running pretty close to him, you'll see off the back of Greg Kirchmeier's car, is the 33 of John Pfeiffer. John is currently 19.7 seconds back. And to get an idea of where that is on the track, so you're just a little past over a half a lap down, so 32-second laps right now. These guys are running 19 seconds back. You can do the math there. 16 seconds would be halfway, so a little bit past halfway. And fourth descent is John Pfeiffer, that 33 car. 20 seconds back. In fifth is the 49 of Ivan Deschamps. He is 2 laps down. Ivan had to pit. He did not, well, let's blame it on the pit crew. His pit crew did not put enough fuel in that car to start the race, and I would submit to you that the crew chief is probably going to be chewing some butt. Nonetheless, 49 car, 2 laps down, running in the 5th position. In 6th is Henry Leacock, and that's 67 car, Pittsburgh Steelers Chevrolet. A nice looking paint scheme there. Henry hails from just near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Brent Owen still able to maintain that lead. He's got about 0.7 of a second on Paul Brown. Give you an idea where everybody is on the track in relationship to each other. There goes the 2 leaders. There's Henry Leacock. He is 8 laps down. There's Ivan Deschamps, who's 2 laps down. There is Greg Kirchmeier as he comes by. Here comes John Pfeiffer as he comes by as well. A good clear track right now for Brent Owen. Not really working that wheel too much. Kind of get an idea of how he's turning the wheel compared to some of these other drivers here. So let's see where he is. Say what's that, about a 2 o'clock position. Yeah, we'll look back here with Greg Kirchmeier as he rounds the turn. Now this is turn 3 and 4, so he's about the 1 o'clock position there. That's see where he goes as he comes through turns 1 and 2. Yeah, car's wanting to come around there on him a little bit. So his car's a little bit looser, I think, right now than Brent Owen. Brent Owen got some company again. Paul Brown looking to try to make a charge here late in the run. 0.3 of a second back, just about 3.5 of a second back. And there you guys are really out of the gas. And you see this car's wanting to come around at all times coming through that turn. Paul's got that car quite loose and just on the edge, spinning out. A little bit tight there, but then it comes back loose, and that's a handful. Sometimes that's when you throw your hands up to the crew chief and go, hey, what were you thinking? Why did you give me a car like this? Can be a lot of fun to drive. Get tracks that you know, where you really have to work the wheel, get side by side with somebody, and gets a lot of fun. Separates the men from the boys, so to speak. Tracks like this with the handling the way it is. Greg Kirchmeier has been able to cut into that lead just a little bit. He is 15.8 seconds back, just about half a lap. It seems to be that his car is a little bit faster than the leaders right now. He's got a long way to go. Catch up with him. See that time clicking off there. He's down to around 15.5 seconds back. Again, on board with Greg Kirchmeier in that Toyota. John Pfeiffer coming back out on the track after making pit stop. Currently finds himself 2 laps down in the 5th position. He's running on fresh tires near the 49 car, so he's able to get around the 49. So the 33 of John Pfeiffer, 2 laps down in 4th. Coming up on Wednesday, over at StockCarSimRacing.com, TurnLeft TV will be bringing you the Ironman Racing Series at Texas Motor Speedway. It's the first race of their Season D. So we'll come out and join those guys. Give us a look there. Definitely have that posted on TurnLeft TV. Practice starts at 8 o'clock, racing at 9. There's a tire rule there at the Ironman Series. That's one you got to really think about your strategy, because you know, you can't just come in and change get unlimited tires. You get 4 tires to start the race and 8 additional tires, and it definitely comes into play. We saw races last season. Check those out on our channel. Saw some races last season that definitely tires came into play. Brent Owen here leading the race right now in the Happy Hour Racing League. Paul Brown came off the track there, and I'll tell you what, I think he about spun this car out. He got in the brakes there. See, and the 67 car got up high there into the wall as Paul Brown was coming into the pits. See if we can't take a look out of the front of Paul Brown's car as he gets this car worked up, and he is really trying to get that car up. You're gonna hear that. You hear that 67 car go by on the outside there and hit the wall. Now Paul Brown comes back out on the track. He is in 3rd right now, and he has fresh tires. The leader, Brent Owen, comes down pit lane, making a pit stop here on lap 54, giving up the lead to Greg Kirchmeier. Greg Kirchmeier getting some very needed points. Leading some laps. Of course, I think he might have taken care of that earlier in the race. The 20, we know he was on a strategy where he's been pitting later than the leaders. Paul Brown comes back out of the pits ahead of Brent Owen. Now he has, I think, 1 or 2 laps on his tires compared to Brent Owen. Look over the back of his car, and you can see Brent Owen back there through the turn, running that midline through the turn. That's about a second on the track. Ivan Deschamps off the track here, coming down pit lane, making his pit stop. Greg Kirchmeier, our race leader, comes down pit lane here on lap 57. Race is scheduled for 134 laps. So we're getting close to halfway. What we want to see, some green flag pit stops, and that's what we're getting. Says a lot about the drivers too when you get a course that's as challenging as as Chicago. And guys are able to hold on without bringing out a yellow flag. You see how much the 46 car is really working that wheel. Keep that car from spinning out. Right now he is following the 70 car. Paul Brown, he was our race leader. This is Brent Owen. We're on board with Brent. As the leaders approach lap traffic here, you can see this 46 really working that wheel. Now we'll jump up here with our race leader, Paul Brown, as he tries to put the 33 car, John Pfeiffer, a lap down. 46 and Brent Owen going to follow the 70 car through. Paul Brown, Brent Owen. Now put the 33 car, John Pfeiffer, a lap down. Coming up on Saturday, September the 23rd, the Retro 500 over at StockCarSimRacing.com. Chicagoland Speedway, 500 miles in the 1960s to 1990s retro paint schemes. Qualification for this race will happen on Friday, September the 22nd. There'll be 2 50-lap heat races, and a combined finish in those races will determine your starting position for the Retro 500. All retro paint schemes done by Don Kellegrew and Mike Hebb over at StockCarSimRacing.com. That'll be a good one. And check those guys out. Right now, we got a good one here. Caution free, Paul Brown. Our lap 63 leader, 1.2 second lead over second place, Brent Owen. Brent Owen, our chase leader. Take a look at, see where they started off tonight. Brent Owen starts off with 26 points. Greg Kirchmeier with 20 in second. Don Kellegrew, 18 points. Travis Joyner, 18 points. And Ed Easley has 16 points to round out the top 5. So that's where they started the chase. The schedule moving forward, next week we'll be at New Hampshire for some more short track action. Dover. So we got two vastly different short tracks there. New Hampshire, a flat short track, and Dover, a high bank short track. New Hampshire drives more like a short track. Dover is a little bit of a Bristol on steroids. Both a mile. Get a little bit of warp there. It's interesting. If that was on my end or what, but a little bit of warp. Following the 49 car, Ivan Deschamps. Ivan's currently in the 5th position, 2 laps down. Paul Brown is our race leader. He is 1.3 seconds ahead of Brent Owen. Greg Kirchmeier is 2nd, John Pfeiffer 3rd, Ivan Deschamps 5th, and Henry Leacock is 6th. Idea of where they are on the track. There goes the leaders. See John Pfeiffer coming off the track. There goes Henry Leacock. Greg Kirchmeier should be coming short. Here he is. Greg Kirchmeier. Followed by Ivan Deschamps. And then here are our race leaders. So they are wheeling in. The 20 car, Greg Kirchmeier. Look out of the back of his car. You see Ivan up there about the middle of the turn and probably entering the turn just about now, actually coming off the turn right now. So they got about a straightaway lead. Or Greg Kirchmeier's got about straightaway gap there on the leaders. Currently 25 seconds back. And they're running 32-second lap, so it's about 20 or about 7 seconds to play with there. But running in the 3rd position. So the 20 are second place chase team is right now running in the 3rd position. The guy he has to beat is in 2nd position. So Greg is cutting into that time there. Remember, he pitted later, so now closing that gap a little bit. 24.5 seconds back. It was a little over 25 when we looked at that before. So he's breaking into the lead there a little bit. Brent Owen is cutting into the lead. He's only 0.7 of a second back. Take a look at the 46 car. As he starts to close in on that 70 car right now, just about 0.7 as they cross the start-finish line. And it looks like Brent Owen really drove that car pretty hard into the turn. Maybe has a little bit better tires late in the run than the 70. 46 I know has a couple laps fresher tires than the 70, so that's something that may come into play as well. Fighting along with Brent Owen right now. See him work this wheel as he comes through the turns. See a little bit of adjustment there as he comes through the turn. As he tries to make this pass on the 70 of Paul Brown. Looks like he's going to do it. Will Paul Brown fight back? So 2 KG veterans battling it out here just about halfway. So a lot of race to go. Tough little battle there. Looks like Brent Owen's got that battle for now. So let's see, down the straight coming into the turn, Brent Owen able to get a fender underneath the 70 car, and the 70 car is saying, okay, I'm going to let you go. Might try a little bit of a crossover move here. Again, good battle there between the 70 and the 46. And right now the 46 car, a little bit fresher tires. He's got 2 laps, I'd say 2 laps, probably 2 laps fresher tires than the 70 car. So, and now I believe the 70 car is making a pit stop here. So Paul Brown here on lap 78 coming into the pits. 4 tires and fuel, I would suspect. Comes into his pits, looking at the camera. He knew we'd turn the camera around to look at him. 67 car. Henry Leacock is saying he's coming into the pits here. That 67 Pittsburgh Steelers paint scheme coming down on the apron. Get his car on pit lane. Not a hard pit lane really to navigate. Back up here with Brent Owen. He closes in on Ivan Deschamps in the 49 car. Ivan is currently 2 laps down. See Ivan really sliding that car up high. You can also hear Brent get out of the gas. Keep that car from continuing into the wall. So the 46 car is indicating that he's coming into the pit. So again, about 2 laps shy, or 2 laps more than what we see, or later than what we see with the 70 of Paul Brown. Interesting to see how this strategy works out at the end. Both these guys, I'm sure, are working the math in their heads, trying to figure out if they can get any bit of advantage on the other. I know our points leader wants to get a good win under his belt here for the chase. Oh, and he slides really pretty far into his pit lane. Almost past his pit box there. I'm surprised they're pitting his car. So it looks like a little bit of offsides there by the Detroit Lions sponsored Chevrolet by Brent Owen. And I guess no harm, no foul. He didn't hit the pit crew guy or safety official. It looks like he's got that car back out on the track. As the lap cars at Henry Leacock and John Pfeiffer go by. Britt Owen here on lap 82. Now in the third position, dealing with a little bit of lap traffic. Oh, and he's definitely dealing with some lap traffic there. Oh my heavens, that's some good driving. And it looks like the 67 car there catching his car. Is he going to be able to catch it? Spins that car around, and this may end up bringing out a yellow flag, and it does. So the 67 car, ooh, that 49 into the grass there to get around the 67. So let's take a look at this evasive move that the 49 had to make. Get in the grass to keep from making contact with the 67 and then not lose that car in the grass. So you're on ice skates at that point. All right, well, the the 20 of Greg Kirchmeier is in the first position. Paul Brown, this is good news for Greg. No doubt, good news for Greg. I'm sure he is happy camper. Oh, the 67 car comes around and slams into the wall there. Let's take a look at what Henry was doing here. He was really carrying a lot of speed and then gets into the wall there. Get that car load up. So, Greg Kirchmeier is our race leader. And I am sure he is ecstatic because these other guys had fresher tires. He was staying out a little bit longer, and now he is right back up with the leaders. If you remember, during that last green flag run, he was as much as around 25 seconds back. After pit stops by the 70 and the 46, he was able to stay out, or he decided to stay out. And then the yellow flag came out, and he was our race leader. So he's been able to catch back up with the leaders here and get back in the hunt, which is good news for the 20. Good little battle there off pit lane with the 46 and the 20. Couple long pit stops. These guys are radioing that they're not real happy with their pit crews.
Pit road will be open this time.
Britt Owen in the fourth position. See if we can't have a little bit of a chat with Brent. All right, 46, Brent Owen. This Heath Johnson in the broadcast booth. Boy, it looks like you've got a tough car to handle there with that setup tonight.
Yeah, it's a handful, especially coming right out after a pit on cold tires. It's really squirrely, but it's pretty good. I noticed towards the end of the runs, I must be conserving tires a little bit better than Paul. I can kind of catch on them in the last 5 or 10 laps of the run.
Yeah, so talk a little bit briefly about the battle you've had with the 70 car here all night long.
It's been fun. It's been a good race with them. The only thing, I had a few seconds of damage there on that last pit stop, but this yellow's tightened things back up. He got quite a bit of lead on me, and it's kind of working out in our favor.
Well, I hate to tell you, I think we're going to have to throw a yellow flag there for your offsides penalty. The Detroit Lions offside in that pit box on that last pit stop.
Yeah. That's all right.
All right. Hey, good luck. Keep the fenders on it.
It will do. Thanks, Heath.
All right. That is Brent Owen, and he knows he's gotten caught there, sliding a little bit through his pit lane. But as I said, no harm, no foul. We were going to have to throw a yellow flag, give him a 15-yard penalty for that. But I guess they've reviewed that, and the officials have reviewed that and said that's A-okay. All right, our race leader is the 70 of Paul Brown. Ivan Deschamps going to take a waiver out. So Ivan going to get his car around here and get one of his laps back. Paul Brown starting on the inside line here. Greg Kirschmeyer is in second on the high line. Brent Owen down in third on the low line. John Pfeiffer always also on the lead lap there in fourth up high. All right, the pace car is in.
Green flag, go,
We are back to green to start lap 88. Scheduled for 134 laps here at Chicagoland. Paul Brown pulls out to a little bit of a lead to 20. Greg Kirschmeyer is in second. Brent Owen in third. John Pfeiffer in fourth. Battle here in second position. Oh, the 49 car. Looks like he got his car around there and he's spun. He is down by the pits. And I'm not sure that's going to bring out a yellow flag. So the 49 gets loose. See what happened to the 49 car. Just gets that car loose and slides that through the grass. Back to our race leader. Paul Brown now has taken over the race lead. I guess Paul Brown had the race lead and continues to have the race lead. A little bit of a battle here between the 46 car and the 20 right now. Brent Owen, Greg Kirschmeyer. Brent Owen took over the second position by going around on the high side. See John Pfeiffer back there spinning that car. Let's take a look at this again. Now we're going to look out of the back of Greg Kirschmeyer's car. John Pfeiffer. Brent Owen passing Greg Kirschmeyer on the high side here. We're in Brent Owen's car. You see John Pfeiffer slams into the wall up there. So a tough break for John. Let's take a look and see what happened here. This may be after the yeah, this is after the incident there, but he had slid that car around. See, we can probably look at it from this perspective, I think. This is John Pfeiffer as he is trying to catch that car, and it snaps back and gets into the wall on him. A tough break there for the 33 car. Undoubtedly going to have to come in and get that car repaired. Some new tires, new lease on life there after slamming the wall pretty hard. He's trying to catch that car. It got loose on him. We saw that same thing happen with Ivan Deschamps. In this case, unfortunately for John, as trying to catch that car, it snapped back on him to the right and went head on into the wall. Right now, the 90 or lap 95, the 70 car, Paul Brown is leading the field. He's a 1.1 second lead over Brent Owen. Greg Kirchmeier is in third, 1.9 seconds back. John Pfeiffer fourth. Now I'm absolutely amazed that the 33 car is, right now he is 14 seconds back, so amazed that he has not come into the pit yet. Maybe he's hoping for a yellow flag. Ivan Deschamps bringing his car back down pit lane here to take service on lap 96. Back up to our race leader, Brent Owen. Currently 1.2 seconds up on, our race leader, Paul Brown. 1.2 seconds up on Brent Owen. Such a rookie. See that 70 car had in contact with the wall. That's going to allow the 46 car to close in. Look out of the back or look over the top of Paul Brown's car. You see the Brent Owen machine, that 46 car, followed by Greg Kirchmeier. Here on lap 99. Right now about 0.6 of a second lead over the 46 car Brent Owen is Paul Brown. It's hard to catch this camera sometimes where you really want it to be. See the three leaders there go by. Now this is Henry Leacock in the 67 car. Going by, see him get a little bit into the wall there. Slamming the wall. So a little action there by the 67 car. Right now that lead is down to 0.4 of a second. Looking out the side of the 70 car at that 46. So Brent Owen closing that gap. Looks like Brent Owen may have made a little bit of contact with the wall there. That second place car, Brent Owen, may have made contact with the wall. Let's take a look at what happened here as he comes off the turn. Ooh, and boy, he was close. So Greg Kirchmeier does make contact with the wall. But Brent Owen, I thought he did. Man, that was close. Oh, it looks like he Man, I tell you what, he is rubbing the paint off that. That's not hitting the wall. That's as close as you can get. Never been able to ride up that high. That's so uncomfortable for me. Some guys can do it. And it looks like the second place car, the 46 of Brent Owen, is one of those guys. They can run it up there on the top in the gravel. Doing so with 104 laps on this car. Oh, he does get into the wall there a little bit. Man, he is trying to catch that car, make sure it doesn't get into the wall. But he gets a good run. Now has to get out of the gas there as he's up just a little bit too high. But he's somewhat closing the distance there through the turn on the 70 car. So every time he reels the 70 car in, you see the 70 car coming around there just a little bit. As he gets in about 4/10 of a second back, he ends up falling back to about 6, 7, and even 8/10. So, and a car that is now in the same zip code there is the 20 car, Greg Kirchmeier. Man, he is all over the place there, fighting that car. Really loose through the turn. Again, the drivers. The guys that really like to drive, they don't mind this. They kind of like that because it adds a new little flavor to the race when you got to really catch that car, keep it from being tight, keep it from being loose, keep it from coming around on you. Constantly working that wheel. That's what these guys are doing. 70 of Paul Brown is now up to a second lead over the 46 of Brent Owen. Greg Kirchmeier is 1.7 seconds back in third. In fourth, 22 seconds back, is the 33 of John Pfeiffer. Again, fighting that car. Man, he is fighting that car. And I think he had gotten into the wall there earlier in the run and may just be trying to limp this thing around. Come in and get some repairs under it when everybody else pits under normal, making a normal pit stop. But man, he is constantly working this wheel to try to make some adjustments here and keep that car from spinning out. Fifth place car is the 49 of Ivan Deschamps. He has made several pit stops. He is currently 4 laps down. Saw him spinning through the grass. He also went through the grass to avoid an accident as well. So a little bit of trouble there for the 49 car tonight. But still manages to have a top 5 so far. Henry Leacock here on pressure tires going around the 70 car. So that Pittsburgh Steelers number 67. 11 laps down in the 6th position. Going around the leaders. So back here with our race leader, Paul Brown, here on lap 110. I suspect one more pit stop, and these guys will be able to go the rest of the way. And out of the front of the 70 car. Again, you can see him catching that car. It's kind of wanting to slide around on him a little bit. He'll lose the back end of it. Now it's tight, and now it's loose. A little bit more loose there. 70 car is indicating that he is coming into the pits this lap. the 70 of Paul Brown. Pulls that car off pit lane, or off the track here, come down pit lane. I'm a little tongue-tied. Here on lap 112. I suspect that'll be his final pit stop. Not sure. I can't remember what the pit window is. I should know that. '46 of Brent Owen. He and the 20 car running close together here. 46 of Brent Owen indicating that he is coming into the pits here on lap 112. Ooh, man, he is going to have to get that car woed up, keep from speeding. I think he does so. See, he's making his pit stop here all the way down pit lane. He pits his car, E in the 33, so 33 I believe is probably getting some repairs done on that vehicle. He had hit the wall. So that 46 car having repairs done and coming back out on the track. Greg Kirchmeier, our race leader, now making his pit stop here on lap 114. Now we're riding along with the 70 of Paul Brown, who is now taken back over the lead. As I mentioned earlier, check us out on YouTube. We'll be posting this race. Of course, if you're watching this race, it's already posted on YouTube. You can also get to that through Twitter. Check us out on Twitter. We'll be getting some news and some links to the races when they come out. Thank you for all the support, by the way. Get this thing going. Worked really hard here, get something that is somewhat respectable. And if you like it, then throw us a little comment in the comments section. Subscribe, send your friends out. Always have fun broadcasting these Happy Hour Racing League races. Clean, clean, clean. A lot of green flag laps. Some really nice guys here. Starting to get a few guys here on Monday nights, the SR guys that want to run some more laps, and there's nothing going on Monday nights. Got wind of what's going on here and said, hey, let's go turn some laps. And they've been welcomed with open arms. I know that's where, I was looking for a place to run some practice laps on a Thursday, and that's when these guys do their setting up of their setup for the Monday race. So Happy Hour Racing League's motto is every Monday we race. So anyway, they said, hey, come on out. We race on Mondays, and race a few races. The first one was Sears Point, if I'm not mistaken. I finished second that race. It was fun, and been here ever since. So a shout out to Brent Owen, Greg Kirchmeier, John Pfeiffer, Henry Leacock for really making me feel welcome, making all these other guys coming here now feel welcome as well. It's fun stuff. Guys are doing a lot of work here. You see Paul Brown right along with him as he comes up on the 33 car. He gets into the wall there a little bit. 70 car goes around John Pfeiffer, who is now 2 laps down. Remember, he was in the pits for a pretty extended amount of time, repairing some damage that he had from an earlier incident on the last green flag run. At the beginning, really the beginning of that green flag run, and the car has not been the same since. right now, with 17 laps to go, he is in 4th place. So you can't let him use the prying foul too much, because he is right now having a 4th place run out of that car in the chase. So that's good news for the 33. Second place car is Brent Owen, and he is 1 second back. Looking to go by the 33 car there. You see the 33 pull down onto the apron and let the 46 go. That's just smart driving right there. That's a good, gentlemanlike driving by the 33 car. Smart. Tell that guy's had a lot of laps. Here we have 67 car getting into the wall, and then the 33 car also getting into the wall there a little bit. These cars are tough to handle. Jump back here and take a look at the 33 again. And as I mentioned, you know, it's just smart racing. You know, you realize that you're lap or 2 down, and you got some leaders coming up. You're just going to pull over and let them go. That's why guys who've been out racing before have a lot of laps under them too. Back up here with Paul Brown, talking about a guy who's gotten a lot of laps under his belt, and a lot of wins. 70 car. Harley Davidson paint scheme. Chevy. Team Ridge Runners Racing. Chevrolet, take a look at that paint scheme there. It's a fairly new one. Nice looking scheme. '67 car of Henry Leacock. Indicating he was coming into the pits there and has gone off track. So let's take a look and see what's happened to Henry. Indicating he was coming to the pits. He got down on the apron, probably carrying a little downshifted. I think that's getting down into too high of a gear too soon, and causes that car to come around on him. Let's jump on board here with Henry as he comes off. No, it was just a shifting issue. It might have been a little bit of a handling issue, but nonetheless, spin that car around. Unfortunately, it's not brought out a caution flag. That's good news. Back up here with the 70 car. Paul Brown, about 125 leader, 0.7 of a second lead over the second place car, Brent Owen. Out in front of Brent Owen's car, as you see Paul Brown crossing the start-finish line. We're on start lap 126, so the laps are winding down for our chase leader, Brent Owen, to be able to pull off a win here, run down the 70 car of Paul Brown, get around him. One thing catching him, the other thing passing him. He is reeling him in pretty quickly. Looks like he's a lot faster through the turn, but scrubs off some speed in the straightaway. Let's see if we jump on board here. You see he's closing the distance here, driving into it just a little bit harder. Now he's having to catch that car, and now that time's going to start to increase again. As Paul Brown is opening that gap. Now let's see if this time diminishes. You see it's down into almost 5/10. Down there at 6/10, and now it's going to increase again. So Paul Brown getting off the turns and getting a little bit better run down the straightaway because he's being a little bit more conservative coming into the turns. Again, closing that gap, and he's going to pay the price here coming off. So a little bit different strategy as far as corner entry. Take a look out of the back of Paul Brown's car at Brent Owen. This probably won't make as much sense to us as looking out the front of the car, but it's about 0.8 of a second behind right now. Let's see how that time diminishes as he enters the turn. You see him entering a little bit hotter. He gets up high. Closes it down to around 6/10, but he's going to pay the price here coming off. And he's really not paying the price as bad that time, so maybe this is starting to work for him here a little bit. So winding down the laps, and the 46 car is starting to make a run at him here. The 46, Brent Owen, starting to make a run at the 70 car. So now we look up high here with the 46 of Brent Owen and the 70 of Paul Brown racing hard, and Brent Owen's got the high side. Is he going to be able to pull off that pass? He's committed to that high line, and he pedals the gas just a little bit and comes off the turn and is able to clear the 70 car. So our chase leader here in chase race number 1. Oh, and he gets into the wall. You see him catch that car there, so the 46 car gets into the wall, and he is definitely going to pay a price there a little bit. I don't know how he saved that car, but the 46 car gets into the wall there. Let's take a look at this. Slams the wall, comes around sideways, and again, that's wrecking without wrecking right there. That's as close to it as you can get, and able to get back a handle on that car and maintain, work his way back to about a half a second lead here with 3 laps to go, 2.5 laps to go. So the 46 of Brent Owen in a late race charge on the 70 of Paul Brown, taking over the lead here with just 2 laps to go. You see Paul Brown really catching that car as it moves up high, so he is 6/10 back. Is he going to be able to make a run at the 46 car? Looking out of the back of the 46 car at Paul Brown. Can Paul Brown cool those tires off enough to make a run here at the 46 car? I think the 46 car might just been lagging back enough, saving to be able to make a hard charge at the end. So right now he has about 0.5 of a second lead, and these cars are sliding. They're all over the track here with 1 lap to go. This is the last lap. The 46 and the 70 battling it out. Looks like the 46 might be able to pull off a victory here. He has just got to be able to hold on to this car for 2 more turns, and here he goes off of the last turn through the tri-oval, and the 46 of Brent Owen going to take the race victory here. So good job for Brent Owen. Paul Brown finishes in the 2nd position. Really likes to hold that a while there before it does a screenshot, doesn't it? These will be faster. There we go. Must be for that first one. For some reason it delays it. But Paul Brown is not known for his burnouts. So let's see if he is going to entertain us this time. Oh, excuse me, Brent Owen is known for his burnouts. I was giving that to Paul Brown. I'm sorry. So Brent Owen getting a victory here in get a good one. That stupid fence is in the way. Here we go. There's a good one. All right. Well, good win there for the 46 car. 2nd place, Paul Brown. Greg Kirchmeier is 3rd. John Pfeiffer 4th. Ivan Deschamps rounds out the top 5. See if we can't get Brent Owen up here in the booth for a little interview here. What a good good run for Brent Owen, and it really was a good run all the way around in a very, very tough track to handle with this setup. So we'll take a look at get Brent Owen up here and let him unbuckle the belts and have a chat with his pit crew. It was a good late race charge there. You know, Brent Owen was just looked like he was just saving his stuff there for the end, and came away with the victory. Let's see if we can't have a chat with Brent. All right, here we are with the 46 car. Brent Owen gets race number 1 in the chase, gets a victory there. So congratulations, Brent. You copy me, Brent?
Oh, yep. Yeah, it was a really good race. It was a close one there with Paul. It was a tough one. I mean, it was really had to work on the wheel and that tonight to get it, and really nice win.
Looks like you were really hanging on to that thing at the end there, and you worked the high line there a little bit. Talk a little bit about how that high line was coming in for you.
Yeah, in practice, I ran a bit of the high line, and it was working pretty good for me. And so I thought I'd try it there on the last few laps. I'd ran the car really hard from that last green flag pit stop. Probably about the first quarter of that run, I was really giving it all, and I pretty much wore the tires out for the most part. I kind of took it easy in the middle of that run, and then towards about the last quarter or so, that's when I started playing around with the high line. Almost thought I was going to lose it there. That one time I caught the outside and really got the car sideways, but was able to hang on.
Well, you start off the chase there with a win, and got to ask you, how do you feel about your car here coming into New Hampshire next week?
Feel pretty good. It's what a way to go into the second race of the chase season, and looking forward to New Hampshire. I've did pretty well there before in the past, and should be a good run, and looking forward to it next week.
So all those drivers that may be listening tonight, you guys also do some practice sessions there during the week there. That's on Thursday, is that right?
That is right. Yep, we practice Thursday nights. I believe it's 7:45 Central Time, 8:45 Eastern, and that's usually when we get together, hash out a setup, and go from there.
All right, and that server is open to anybody to come in and run some laps.
That's correct. Yep. The only time we lock it is during the race, but anybody's welcome to come in, race with us Thursday night, and get some practice laps in. We usually run a couple, maybe 10, 20 lap races, practice races in, and like I say, anybody's welcome to run with us.
Well, congratulations, Brent. Way to get the season or the chase off to a good start, and hopefully good things to come here at New Hampshire, and then Dover to follow. So congratulations on the race win tonight.
Thanks, Heath. Much appreciated, and these guys are great group to race with. Thanks for broadcasting, and we'll catch you next time.
Absolutely. All right, that is Brent Owen coming in here to race number 1 with the Chicagoland Speedway here. Chase race number 1, Happy Hour Racing League victory. Good way to start off the chase. He already had a little bit of a lead here just from the advantage gained from his winning the regular season. Now we're in the chase, and he starts out on top and starts it out right with a race victory here at Happy Hour Racing League at Chicagoland. What a tough track, man. We saw that if you got a ill-handling race car, and that setup was a little bit sketchy on the longer runs, but it makes for fun. I mean, it really, as I was talking about during the race, guys who are good drivers are going to like that. And that's exactly what we saw. We saw these cream of the crop rising to the top and working that wheel, having a really fun time. I was hearing them chatter on the radio, and they were having a lot of fun just hanging on to that car. Well, that's that's it for us tonight here at Chicagoland. Talk a little bit about what's coming up here on TurnLeft TV on Texas Motor Speedway on Wednesday with the Ironman Racing Series. They will begin their Season D series at Texas. So race 1 coming up on Wednesday. That's going to be a good one. Tire rule there. Tire rule. That is going to be a factor. That's a factor just about every race. So you get 4 tires to start the race, and you get 8 additional tires. And it's up to you how you change that, how you change those tires, how you use those tires. So that's going to be a good one to watch right here on TurnLeft TV. Coming up on Saturday, a big one. Again at Chicagoland, Retro 500 with the StockCarSimRacing.com boys. All these retro paint schemes, the 1960s to 1990s paint schemes. 500 miles at Chicagoland, 1X tires, 1X fuel, 70% damage. The qualification races for the September 23rd race will be the night before on Friday the 22nd. 2 50-lap heat races to determine the starting positions in the Retro 500. So 500 miles on September the 23rd at Chicagoland. So come and join us for that. This is TurnLeft TV. I appreciate everybody coming out and viewing the races and making comments, lending some suggestions on how to make this thing better. And I appreciate everything they've done. Please check us out on YouTube as well as Twitter. You can get copies of the broadcasts there, be able to see the broadcasts, also get news as we put it out there on Twitter. So please make sure you like us there and follow us on Twitter, and also subscribe to us here on YouTube. That's where all the races that we broadcast will be put. So I appreciate everybody's comments and coming out and supporting us, making us a little bit better. We've got a lot to learn, but hey, nonetheless, we're doing a pretty good job, I think, so far. Well, I tell you what, that will do it for us here at TurnLeft TV, and what a battle there toward the end between the 46 and the 70, and the 46 comes away with the win. Well, that's going to do it. So thank you for joining us here at TurnLeft TV. Brent Owen capturing the victory here at Chicagoland. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, and I appreciate you joining us tonight. That will do it for our broadcast. I thank you very much.